can we recognize is it real or false? So these are the few things if we take up. Because if we are putting a reasoning, if the real self is permanent peace and happiness, and I live in stress, I become awfully busy, and then ultimately I become awful. Whoa, which one is true? Hmm? Which one is true? Which one is real? Which one is false? So we have been covering very seven different topics. What is knowledge? What exactly is dispassion? What is delusion and illusion? What is emotional freedom? What is the difference between the individual and the supreme consciousness? What is this individual? I'm telling you, this person has been very close to me. So normally that person receives the Saturday's audio files, which is supposed to be a very higher journey. So that person gave the file to a 12-year-old girl who is having an anxiety. Then what happened? Then this person told me, she went into anxiety, now deep anxiety after listening to you. I said, this will happen. Did I tell you? Did I tell you to give these audio files? No, I thought because I liked it. I said, whatever you think, that is your choice. You like it. You do whatever you want to do. Don't come back to me. You are talking to a 12-year-old girl. You are not a sleeper. You are not a waker. What will happen to her? Knowledge has to be realized in stages, one after the other. When mentally you become mature. What should I do now? I said, first promise me that your individuality does not pose and press anyone to do the practice. That is what I'm talking about. Individuality. Who is this individual? So, do you remember knowledge? Do you remember knowledge? You remember, Christina? Knowledge? You did not attend a couple of sessions. How do you remember? So, I'm joking. She is very good. So knowledge results into humility. Humility. So there comes the role of the humility. No, let me change myself. And this person is wonderful person, and she always wants to help others. She is suffering. That person is suffering, but that person wants to help everyone. Come on, first help yourself. So knowledge, humility, qualification, inner and the outer wealth, righteous life means shreyas and ultimately happiness. That is what I have been covering for the last 2 weeks. And then we covered Stephen Joins. So then we covered satsang, listening, learning leads to dispassion, dispassion to removing the delusion. And when the delusion is removed, when the mind is steady, and that steady mind does the practice, and you have reached to the highest state of meditation that results into awakening. Now we come back to the question, who am I? Who you are? I'm Christina, I'm Terry, I'm Sam. Okay, this is your name, but who you are? I'm an individual. Now pay attention. So understand and filter out. It has to be done. It has to be contemplated and reflected again and again and again. I am happy. Why? Because I'm an individual. I'm unhappy. I'm an individual. Clear? That is what it means. Huh? But now filter out. Happiness or unhappiness is not an individual. It is a state of mind. Did you get it? You are busy or free. Busyness and freedom is a state of the mind. You are not an individual. It has nothing to do with an individual. Did you get it? It is not the property. It is the property of a mind. I'm ignorant and wise. It is the property of an intellect. Did you get it? It is a property of intellect. Now I am an ignorant individual. I am a wise person. Come on, wisdom and ignorance is the property of an intellect. We are trying to find out, pinpoint who is an individual in me. When I say I am, how dare you say something? I love you. So who is that individual loves me? I hate you. Who is that individual who hates me? I will not attend any session of yours. Thank you very much. So who is that individual who says this? Are you getting it? Come on. We're Guy. No. I am Sam. I'm Kristen. I'm Brandy. I'm Terry. This is your name. I'm an individual who is a happy or unhappy state of mind. I'm an individual who is ignorant or wise. It is the state of the intellect. Who the hell I am? Because I do not know who I am, problem will continue. One thing is very clear. The problem will continue. Suffering will continue. Understand go little deeper. When I say I am an individual, is it a thought? Yes, it is a thought. So I associate with a thought of sorrow and the joy, pain and the pleasure, happiness and unhappiness, in relationship. Who am I? Daughter asks you, I'm your dad. But who is an individual? Dad is only a relationship. Do you see? We are going deeper. You all are seekers. I hope so. So can I say the processor of a thought is an individual? That is what it means. Something within my mind processes a thought, and that thoughts links with I am. Then I become an individual in thought. Where is the reality? Where is the individual? Show me. No. Why don't you see me? I see your body. It's not an easy journey, but it is an interesting journey. Why it is an interesting journey? The goal is permanent peace and happiness. Nothing. I'm an individual. Where is this individual? Are you referring to the body, mind, intellect? Through the thought? So can I say the processor of thought is an individual? That is the first understanding. Because when I say I'm an individual, I'm a father, I'm a son, I'm a mother, etc. I'm wise, I'm fool. Sometimes we say we are also fool, Not all the time. How dare you say I'm fool, Yesterday when this woman, she referred the word craziness, and then Then she started writing to me that, I'm extremely sorry. It did not mean that you are crazy. 5 emails. And now I said, no guilt, please. Drop it. I'm more crazy than you think. Thought creates an individual. Remember this. So, first, thought does not have a physical existence. So, where is the individual? Thought does not have a physical existence. No, I'm here. So one thought claims I am a thinker, other thoughts are objects. So one thought refers to the I, and the rest of the thoughts are objects of the word. I know everyone, I know Anastasia, Barbara, Brandy. So they are objects. I know. What is this I know? Am I an individual? No, I didn't find it. I didn't find it. So it is in the thought. Only the seeker can treat this path. Let me redefine the individual. Consciousness, and then we will understand it. Consciousness conditioned by cause and effect is individual consciousness. Consciousness, pure consciousness, conditioned by cause and effect is individual consciousness. That individual consciousness lives in the limited consciousness, lives in emotional dependence, lives in delusion, lives in sorrow and suffering. What do you think? You have inserted me, and now, so I didn't talk to that guy, when he started talking to me. Now I will prove what the hell you have been talking. I stopped talking to you. I'm an individual after all. Consciousness conditioned by cause and effect is individual consciousness. Can I simplify it? Consciousness conditioned by ignorance is individual. Otherwise, there is no individual. Prove me. Prove to me, Sam, you are an individual. There is no individual. It lives in thought. The one thought creates another thought of emotional dependence. Then it creates an insert in praise. It is the state of the mind. Consciousness conditioned by ignorance is an individual. This is how we define as an individual. But question is, can the consciousness be ever conditioned by the mind? Can the wave ever condition the water? Tell me. Can my house ever condition the space? Tell me. If no, it is a false I, which I say, I am an individual. Look into the mirror. I'm very beautiful. Now you come. I don't pay attention. You are hurt. You are hurt. Definitely you are going to be hurt. Consciousness is infinite, all-pervading. Mind is limited, which is matter. There is an unholy wedlock between the mind and the consciousness. That is what I said. Consciousness conditioned by the ignorance is an individual, or consciousness conditioned appears to be conditioned by the cause and effect, creates an individual. Otherwise, there is no individual. That is false I. And once this false I is created, then we are bound to suffer. Then there is a doer, then there is an enjoyer. Then I become happy, then I become unhappy, then I become wise. and continue to suffer. Do you see that? I become wise. No, I'm wise. How dare you say that? And I'm still suffering. Ah, what a wise guy you are. Very good. Very good. You see? Our master go to the root. Consciousness appears to be conditioned by ignorance, creates an individual, and that individual in the thought is the false I. Finish. So what I said, processor of a thought is an individual. Are you getting it? Yes, I'm getting it. Even if you're not getting it, listen to it. Continue listening. Ultimately, one day you will find, yes, what the masters are saying is right. Don't get up. No, I don't believe you. I believe in science. Okay. Are you still suffering? Yes. Believing in science, suffering? Do you have an intellect? Do you have a choice that you can move to another stream of knowledge? No, I don't want that. I have a choice. I will let me continue to suffer. So suffer continuously. Leave it. No, anyhow. Now, I'm not saying to you guys, and girls, I'm just expressing. That is how our mind thinks. Huh? So now see that you can easily become aware. When I say I am speaking, let us examine who is speaking. From where the voice is coming, from the larynx, lips are moving, intellect, and the mind is working. Am I really speaking? Am I a speaker? If I am a speaker, then I am larynx, I am my lips, huh? I am my brain, I am my intellect, I am my mind. False I says, come on, intellect, come on, mind, come on, hand, come on, the larynx together. And I'm a speaker. Where is the speaker? Did you understand? No, even if you do not, it's okay. But did you get it? Action is done by the body, mind, intellect, and the sense organ together. The consciousness never acts deeper inside. Behind the body, mind, intellect, and ego, that consciousness remains present. It is not a doer. It is not an enjoyer. It is not an experiencer. How can I claim I'm an individual? It appears as if I'm dreaming. No, you are dreaming because you feel that you are an individual. That is the bigger dream. That causes a lot of problem. From where you are an individual? Ask yourself. Prove that you are an individual. This is what I am. I'm speaking. This is speaking. Lips, larynx, eyes, etc. I am running. No, body is running. If you are body, then you are running. Then you are an individual. And you are 100% clear that you are not the body. No, I feel unhappy. No, come on. Unhappiness is a state of mind. You can never be unhappy. How dare you say that you are unhappy? The seeker has to contemplate again and again. When you contemplate again and again, we have almost, I would say, 500 texts that talks in detail about who is this individual? Does it really exist or not? Because we have been conditioned culturally, socially, in the family since our birth. As we grew up, we created this false I. We have started living with the false I, with the alternating experiences of pain and pleasure, happiness and unhappiness, duality and a conflict. Huh? Sometime I become the body, sometime I become the mind, sometime I become the emotion. When I become the emotion, mom, I love you. Mom says I hate you. That is the problem. And mom says, I love you much more than you love me. That is also a problem because that love is an emotional dependence. Our goal is to find the real self. In that process, we are searching who is an individual. We all claim I'm an individual. After all, I have some self respect. Come on. What kind of self respect? Do you see that? Do you see the delusion? Self respect we have. Tomorrow, this body meets with an accident where the self respect goes. Inner instruments takes the shape and the name and the form with the body, mind, feeling, and claims I am an individual. We discussed before. Person one, outer world of name and the form. Person two, my behavior and attitude. They both combine together, creates a thought. And that thought says, I'm an individual. Come on, where is the individual? And that individual says, I have lot of problem with the mom and dad and honey and long list. Long list. Do you understand that, friend? So, my friends, as long as we continue to live, think, and speak as an individual, that individual is always limited, but the consciousness inside is unlimited. We create a way of that individual. It hides the real self. We cannot find the real permanent peace and happiness in our life. Goal is discovery of the real self. Here, we appear as an individual. We appear. So mind borrows the consciousness, then it thinks, and what is it thinks? I'm an individual. See that, I'm a self-made man. Well, self-made women also, not man. Think of this. Think. Saying in the outer world is okay and continue to suffering, but our goal is to bring an end to the suffering. So that individual lives in appearance like the waves in the water. Same thing. Am I a sleeper? No. Am I a waker? No. Am I a dreamer? No. I'm behind that. One of the great masters who wrote, whose knowledge was revealed, he says, Mano buddhir ahankara chittani naham nacha shrotra jibhai nacha ghrana netre nacha vyoma bhumir nachedu nacha bhumir nache vayu chidananda rupa shivoham shivoham. The last line says, I am existence, consciousness, bliss. We are going to talk in our next session. There is a acronym you should remember: ECHNF. You are not NF, name in the form. You are existence, consciousness, and happiness. And that is not an individual. Why? It is all pervading. It is infinite. If the water says, I am this wave, don't you understand? I am this storm, don't you understand what you will say? But why it is happening? I am an individual because of ignorance. In that ignorance, I want to continue to suffer. I enjoy suffering because I'm an individual. Because that false I claims, which is not true, the water claims, come on, this wave is me. And the next moment it is gone. Tell me, is that not our life? I'm a self-made man. I'm a millionaire. I have 5 cars. I have 5 houses. I have a lot of bank deposit. Tomorrow, existence says, here is a permanent place for you. Girish Jha. Everything is left. So we get these examples to help our mind to remove that ignorance. Another master says you become naked. No, you're not to remove the clothes, but there are 5 layers of the clothes that we are wearing. That creates an individual. The outermost physical level, second level is the breath, third level is the mind with the dual experiences, intellect, with lot of different wisdom and the ignorance, and the 5th layer is the ignorance. We are wearing these 5 clothes. Remove that 5 clothes, you will find the real self. You get it? Very good. If you don't get it, listen to it again and ask yourself, who am I? What is this individual which you say I am? Brandy, I'm Anesthesia, I'm Terry, I'm Ashok, I'm Sam. Who is this? Who is this? Who is this inside? Or are you simply declaring that this is my name and so I'm an individual? This is my gender, that is why I'm an individual. We'll talk about in the next session. We'll talk about what is that? Remember ECHNF acronym. Now let us close your eyes. Yeah.